Hi, this is State Representative Glen Grell. We're outside the House of Representatives chamber where we heard the governor's budget address. I wanted to come to you and discuss some of the major features that were in the governor's budget address. The next step in the process, as a member of the Appropriations Committee, we'll be conducting hearings, and I'll be participating in those hearings over the next 3 or 4 weeks. We start on February 19th and we'll continue into early March, bringing every head of an agency in before us to explain their budget and give us an opportunity to ask questions. This year's budget is pretty austere. The total budget spending in the general fund is $28.4 billion. That's up just 2.4% over the previous year, which is well under the rate of inflation rate that we normally use to judge budget growth. The total revenue this year, fortunately, we're projecting that to increase by about $1.14 billion, or up about 4.1%, due to the generally improving economy in the Commonwealth. As is normally the case, the 3 top spending areas in the budget are public welfare, which includes 2 parts: medical assistance, which is about 23% of the overall budget, and that includes long-term care, and then the normal welfare services that you would think of, the human services programs, account for about 16% of the overall state budget. Then we have the education budget, which is second or first, depending on whether you include higher education. The pre-K through 12 basic education, that accounts for 33.6% of the budget, and then higher education, our support of our state-related and state-owned institutions, is 6.4% of the overall budget. Third in line is the corrections budget, which accounts for 7.3% of the overall budget. Now, there's a lot of good news in the budget, I think, this year, at least in the governor's budget proposal, and it is just that. It's a proposal which we'll work on over the course of the next several months. But I was particularly pleased to see that the budget is going to allow us to give a slight increase to pre-K to 12 education. We're adding at least $90 million to the basic education formula that then goes out to all the school districts in the Commonwealth. Higher education is going to be level funded, and after the past few years, level funding is a good thing for higher education. The Children's Health Insurance Program, the CHIP program, which you've heard of, that is going to be slated for a 13% increase, which will allow more children to be covered by that program. And one other thing that I wanted to point out, because we've been pushing for this for several years, this budget proposal provides enough funding to the state police to fill and complete 3 full new cadet classes. The state police complement has been waning in recent years, and we haven't been replenishing it enough with new cadets. So this budget will allow 3 full classes of cadets to go through the academy and serve the Commonwealth as state police. There are many big challenges in this budget, most notably first, transportation funding. After this issue has been ignored by governors for the past 8 or 10 years, at least as long as I've been in the House, for 8 years, there is a bona fide, comprehensive plan to provide funding for our infrastructure, our roads, our bridges, our mass transit. Now, it does require some additional gas tax, perhaps, if it's passed on through the oil companies, but over 5 years it's going to be phased in if the governor's proposal is accepted, and that would generate $1.5 billion a year after 5 years that would go toward rebuilding our infrastructure. The second major challenge that we're going to have is the governor's proposal on liquor privatization. The idea is to provide consumers with the convenience that they've been looking for and to get the state out of the business of selling alcohol. But it also provides us a chance, if we can privatize the liquor stores, to generate $1 billion of extra money for grants to K-12 education. Our final big challenge is pension reform, and I'll be talking to you a lot more about pension reform over the next couple months. But I want to assure everybody that none of the proposals on pension reform would have any effect on members who are currently retired from our pension systems. So with that, that's a report today from the House of Representatives on the governor's budget address, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thank you.